Hello, my dear friend. Welcome to our podcast. I am so happy you are here today. My name is Anna, and this is VUS, Learning English Podcast. This is a warm and safe place for you. It is a place for everyone who is learning English. Today, we are going to talk about something very important. We will talk about our bodies, and we will talk about our minds. We will learn how our bodies and minds talk to each other. Sometimes we think our body is one thing, and we think our mind is another thing, like they are separate, like they are not connected. For a long, long time, people believed this. If you had a pain in your stomach, it was a body problem. If you felt sad, it was a mind problem. But now we know this is not true. Our mind and our body are connected. They are like a team. They work together. They are always talking to each other. This is a real scientific fact. It is called the mind-body connection. Our thoughts and our feelings are not just in our heads. Our stress and our worries are not just in our minds. They show up in our bodies. They can make us feel tired. They can give us pain. Think about a time you felt very nervous. Maybe you had a big test. Or you had to speak in front of many people. Did you feel something in your body? Maybe your hands were shaking. Maybe your heart was beating very fast. Maybe your stomach felt funny. That is your mind talking to your body. Your feeling of being nervous created a real feeling in your body. It works the other way, too. Your body can talk to your mind. If you are sick with a cold, how does your mind feel? Maybe you feel sad. You feel tired. You don't want to do anything. Your physical health, how your body feels, changes how your mind feels. It is a two-way street. It is a constant conversation. But there is a problem. Many of us only listen to one side of the conversation. We listen to our thoughts, but we do not always listen to our bodies. When our body sends us a signal, we often ignore it. We say, "Oh, I'm just tired," or "I just need to work harder." We tell ourselves to power through the feeling. But your body is very wise. It is like a very smart tool. It often knows you are struggling. It knows this before your mind is ready to see it. These feelings in your body are not just small problems. They are messages. They are information. They are like the warning lights on the dashboard of a car. Imagine you are driving your car. A little red light turns on. The light says, "Check engine." What do? You do not ignore the light. You know it is a warning. It is telling you to check the car. It is helping you to prevent a bigger problem. The physical signs from your body are just like that light. They are warning signs. They are telling you to check on your mental health. They are asking for your attention. So today we will learn about 4 of these warning signs. These are 4 physical signs that your mind is asking for help. We will explore what your body is trying to tell you. We will learn the science behind it in a very simple way. And we will talk about what you can do to help yourself. This is not to make you feel scared. This is to help you understand. It is about building awareness. It is about learning to listen to your body. It is good to listen when your body is whispering. Then, it does not have to scream. Understanding these signs is the first step. It is the first step to feeling better. Better on the inside and better on the outside. Thank you so much for being here to listen. It shows you care about yourself. And that is a beautiful thing. Before we begin, I want to ask you a question. Where are you listening from today? Are you in your car or in your home? I love to imagine all of you learning English with me all around the world. It makes me feel very happy. And if you enjoy our time together, please think about subscribing to our channel. Or you can give this episode a like. It is a small click for you, but it helps our podcast grow. It helps us reach more English learners just like you. Thank you, my friend. Okay, are you ready? Let's get comfortable. Take a gentle breath in and a slow breath out. Let's learn to listen to our bodies. Section 1. Body warning. Number 1. The persistent brain fog. Let's talk about our first body warning. This is a feeling that many people have today. We live in a very busy world. This feeling is called brain fog. What does brain fog feel like? Let's imagine it together. It can feel like your mind is full of thick fog, like the fog you see outside on a cold morning. It is hard to see clearly through the fog. With brain fog, it is hard to think clearly. It feels like your thoughts are slow. They are sticky. They do not connect easily. You feel like your brain is running at half speed. Have you ever tried to watch a video with a bad internet connection? The video stops and starts. It keeps buffering. Brain fog feels like your brain is buffering. Here are some examples. Maybe you are reading a book or an email. You read the same sentence again and again, maybe 3 times or 4 times, but you still do not understand what it says. The words are just words. They have no meaning. That is brain fog. Or maybe you walk into a room in your house. You get to the kitchen and you stop. You think, why did I come here? You completely forget your reason for walking into the room. That is brain fog. Or maybe you are talking to a friend. You are trying to find a simple word, like table or blue. You know the word. It feels like it is on the tip of your tongue, but you cannot say it. It feels lost in the fog. That is brain fog. When this happens, we often judge ourselves. We say things to ourselves like, I am just tired. I have too much to do. Maybe I'm not smart anymore. And yes, a bad night of sleep can cause this. A very stressful day can cause this. But we are talking about persistent brain fog. Persistent means it does not go away. It is there day after day. It might even be getting worse. When brain fog is persistent, it is a signal. It is a physical signal from your brain. It is telling you that your mental health is strained. Your mind is feeling a lot of pressure. Your brain, your body's command center, is overwhelmed. It has too much to handle. So, what is happening inside our brain? Let's learn the science in a very simple way. You have a part of your brain at the very front of your head. It is behind your forehead. This part is called the prefrontal cortex. Let's just call it the thinking brain. This thinking brain is like the boss of your brain. It is the chief executive officer. It helps you do your most important thinking. It helps you plan your day. It helps you make decisions. It helps you focus your attention, and it helps you remember things for a short time. When your thinking brain is happy and healthy, you feel good. You feel sharp. You feel organized. You feel like you can handle your day. But what happens when you are under a lot of stress? Not just for one day, but for weeks or months. This is called chronic stress. Maybe the stress is from your job. Maybe it is from a relationship. Maybe you just feel worried or anxious all the time. When this happens, your body gets stuck. It gets stuck in fight or flight mode. This is your body's alarm system. Your body thinks there is a danger, like a big, scary animal, so it floods your body with special chemicals. These chemicals are meant to help you fight the danger or run away. One of these chemicals is called cortisol. Let's call it the stress chemical. If you see a real danger, this stress chemical is very helpful. It gives you a quick burst of energy. It makes you alert. It helps you survive. But what if the danger is not a big animal? What if the danger is constant worry? The stress never stops. So your body keeps making the stress chemical. Your body is swimming in this stress chemical all day long. And this is a problem for your thinking brain. Too much of the stress chemical for too long is not good for the thinking brain. Studies show that it can make the thinking brain work less well. It can hurt the connections in the brain. It can even change the brain shape for a short time. These changes can often be fixed. They are not permanent. But while it is happening, it is very real. Here's another way to think about it. Imagine your brain is a computer, and your stress is like a computer virus. The virus is always running in the background. It is using up all the computer's power. Now you try to use the computer. You try to run a program, like planning your day or having a conversation. But the computer is very slow. It lags. It makes mistakes. It cannot do its job well because the virus is taking all the energy. That is brain fog. It is not a problem with you. It is not a character flaw. You are not lazy. You are not stupid. It is a real physical result of what is happening in your body. Your brain's energy is being used to deal with a constant feeling of stress. Also, stress makes it hard to sleep well, and sleep is when your brain cleans itself. It cleans out all the waste products from the day. If you do not sleep well, the junk stays there. This makes the fog even worse. So, what can you do? The first step is the most important. Recognize the brain fog. See it as a warning light. It is your body telling you something important. It is telling you that your brain needs a break. It is asking for help. So, how can you help your foggy brain? First, be kind to your brain. Work with your brain, not against it. Stop trying to do many things at once. This is called multitasking. For a foggy brain, multitasking is impossible. It is like trying to catch a lot of rain in a very small cup. You will just get overwhelmed. Instead, try single tasking. Focus on only one thing, just one. Give yourself a block of time, maybe 15 minutes. In those 15 minutes, you will do only one task. For example, you need to answer an email. So, for 15 minutes, that is all you do. You close all the other websites on your computer. You put your phone in another room. You give your brain's limited energy one single target. This helps your brain to focus. Next, you can help your memory. A foggy brain has a hard time remembering things. Do not try to keep everything in your head, your to-do list, your appointments, your great ideas. Your brain is too tired to hold all of that right now. So, write it all down. Use a notebook. Use checklists. Use reminders on your phone. Think of your notebook as an extra hard drive for your brain. When you write things down, you free up so much mental space. Your brain can relax a little. You can also do things to calm your body's alarm system. When you calm your body, you lower the stress chemical. Mindful breathing is a very powerful way to do this. It is simple, and you can do it anywhere. Let's try it, just for a minute. Find a comfortable place to sit. Close your eyes if you want. Now, take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Feel the air fill your belly. Hold the breath for a moment. Now breathe out slowly through your mouth. Let all the air go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do it again. Slowly in and slowly out. Doing this for just a few minutes sends a message to your body. It says, you are safe. There's no danger here. This helps to turn off the alarm. The flood of the stress chemical gets lower, and your thinking brain can slowly start to work better. And please do not forget the simple things. The basics are so important. Your brain is mostly made of water. If you do not drink enough water, your brain cannot work well. Even being a little bit dehydrated can make brain fog worse. So keep a glass of water near you. Eating good food is also very important. Eating meals at regular times helps to keep your blood sugar stable. Your brain needs this stable energy to work. These simple actions are very important for your mental health. Finally, listen to the signal. If your brain fog is constant, if it is there every day, and if it is making your life very difficult, that is a clear signal to get professional support. Talk to your doctor. A doctor can check for other medical reasons for your brain fog. Sometimes problems with your thyroid gland or not having enough of certain vitamins can cause it. It is important to check. Your brain fog is not a personal failing. It is a valid symptom. It is a real experience. It is a message. The question is, are you listening? Section 2. Body warning number 2. The unrelenting fatigue. Now let's talk about the second warning sign. This is a sign we all know well, and because we know it so well, we often miss its real meaning. This sign is fatigue. Fatigue is another word for feeling very, very tired. But I am not talking about normal tiredness. After a long walk in nature, you feel tired. After a good, productive day of work, you feel tired. This is a good kind of tired. It is a satisfying tiredness. And a good night of sleep makes it go away. You wake up feeling fresh. I'm talking about a different kind of fatigue, a profound, deep exhaustion. It feels like it is in your soul. It crushes you. This is the kind of fatigue that is waiting for you when you wake up. It is there in the morning, even if you slept for 8 hours, or 9 hours, or even 10 hours. You wake up and you already feel tired. It is a bone-tired feeling. It feels like the tiredness is deep inside your bones. With this fatigue, simple tasks feel huge. Making breakfast can feel like climbing a mountain. Taking a shower can feel like running a marathon. It feels like your body has a low battery. Always. You drink a cup of coffee, not to get a nice boost of energy, but just to feel a little bit human, just to get through the next hour. This fatigue is a physical heaviness. Your arms and legs feel heavy. It is also a mental dullness. Your mind feels slow and heavy too. It feels like you're trying to walk through wet concrete. Everything is slow and difficult. When you feel this way, it is so easy to blame yourself. You might think, I am so lazy. You might feel guilty. You feel guilty because you do not have energy for your family, or for your friends, or for your work. You look at other people. They seem to have so much energy. You wonder, how do they do it? What is wrong with me? But this is not about being lazy. This kind of deep fatigue is a main physical symptom. It is a symptom of depression. It is a symptom of anxiety. It is a symptom of burnout. It is not a moral failing. It is a system overload. Your body and mind have been doing too much for too long. So, what is the science here? What is happening in your body? When your mind is struggling with chronic stress or depression, It is like it is in a constant battle, a big, high-energy fight that never ends. This mental fight turns on your body's alarm system, the same fight or flight response we talked about. Your body thinks it needs to fight a lion, but the lion is inside you. The lion is your constant worry or your deep sadness. So the alarm system never turns off. Let's use the car analogy again. Imagine you have a car, you start the engine, and you push the gas pedal all the way down. The engine revs very, very high. Now imagine you leave the car like that for 24 hours a day, for 7 days a week. The engine is always revving at its highest speed. What would happen? The engine would get damaged. The car would run out of gas very quickly. The whole system would break down. Your body is like that car. The constant state of alarm uses a huge amount of your body's energy. Your body is burning through all its fuel. It is trying to power an internal state of emergency that never ends. After a while, the system gets tired. It becomes dysregulated. This means the communication system in your body gets confused. The pathway between your brain and your stress response system gets scrambled from being used too much. The result is a system that cannot manage your energy well anymore. It cannot manage stress well anymore. This leaves you with that deep, profound exhaustion. There's another problem too. Mental health struggles ruin the one thing that should help you. They ruin your sleep. You lie in bed, but your mind is racing with thoughts. You cannot fall asleep. Or you fall asleep, but you wake up again and again during the night. And even if you sleep for many hours, the quality of your sleep is often very poor. You do not get enough of the deep, restorative sleep. This is the stage of sleep where your body and brain repair themselves. So you are trapped in a vicious cycle, a difficult circle. Your poor sleep makes your mental health worse, and your worsening mental health ruins your sleep. It goes around and around. The most important shift is to see this fatigue as a biological signal. It is not you being lazy. It is your body telling you it needs to shut down. It is a desperate cry for deep, deep rest. So, what can you do? What is the first step? First, and this is very important, please see a doctor. Deep fatigue can be a sign of other medical problems, like anemia, which is low iron, or problems with your thyroid gland, or sleep apnea, where you stop breathing for short moments when you sleep. It is very important to talk to a doctor and rule these things out. After you have checked with a doctor, what's next? One of the best approaches is something called behavioral activation. This sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. And it might feel strange at first. When you are so tired, your instinct is to do nothing. You want to stay in bed. You want to lie on the sofa. But doing nothing can sometimes make the fatigue and depression feel even worse. It can make you feel more helpless. Behavioral activation is about gently starting to do things again. It is about re-engaging with your life. But you start with very, very, very small steps. The goal is not to be productive. The goal is not to power through. The goal is to create a tiny spark of momentum, a little bit of forward movement. A ridiculously small step. What does that look like? It could be, today, I will sit up in my bed for 5 minutes. That is it. That is the whole goal. And if you do it, that is a huge success. Maybe the next day the goal is, today I will walk to the mailbox. Or today I will listen to one song that I like. Or today I will open the curtains to let the sunlight in. These tiny actions are not about getting things done. They are about sending a new message to your brain. You are proving to your brain that action is still possible, even a very small action. Every time you do one of these tiny things, you get a small reward in your brain, a little bit of a chemical that makes you feel good. It chips away at the feeling of being stuck. It builds a little bit of hope. At the same time, you can focus on your sleep hygiene. This just means creating good habits for sleep. Create a routine that tells your body it is time to wind down. Try to go to bed around the same time each night and wake up around the same time each morning, even on the weekends. This helps your body's internal clock. Turn off all screens at least 30 minutes before bed. The blue light from your phone, your tablet, your computer, it tells your brain to wake up. Instead, create a calm ritual before sleep. You could read a paper book. You could listen to some soft, calming music. You could do some very gentle stretching. You could write down your worries in a journal to get them out of your head. And think about gentle movement. When you feel this deep fatigue, a hard exercise class is a terrible idea. It will just make you feel more tired. But very gentle movement can actually help create energy over time. A slow 10-minute walk outside, some simple stretching on the floor. This gentle movement improves blood flow in your body. It can release chemicals that improve your mood, and it can help you sleep a little better. The key is to listen to your body. Do what feels restorative, not what feels draining. Do what adds a little energy, not what takes it away. This deep, persistent fatigue is your body's check engine light, and it is flashing, red and bright. It is signaling that your whole system is overloaded. Your battery is critically low. It is asking you to rest, to recharge, and to be gentle with yourself. Section 3. Body warning number 3. The retreat into isolation. The third warning sign is a little different. It is about your behavior, but it has deep roots in your body and your brain. This warning sign is social withdrawal. This means pulling away from people, choosing to be alone more and more. Now, it is important to understand the difference here. Many people are introverts. An introvert is a person who feels good after spending time alone. Alone time helps them recharge their energy. This is healthy and normal. This is not what we are talking about. We are talking about a change from your normal self. A noticeable change. Maybe you used to love seeing your friends. You looked forward to dinners or coffee dates. But now you find yourself making excuses. You cancel plans at the last minute. Your phone rings. It is a friend. You do not answer. You see text messages from people who care about you, but you do not reply. The messages pile up. A friend invites you to a party, and you feel a wave of dread. The thought of having to talk to people feels terrible. It feels exhausting. This retreat, this pulling away, usually does not feel like a big decision. It is not like you wake up and say, I am going to be antisocial today. It happens slowly, subtly. It starts with, I am just too tired to go out tonight. Making conversation sounds so hard. I just want to be quiet. So you stay home. And at first it feels like a relief. Your home is quiet. It is safe. It is predictable. But then one night at home turns into a whole week, and that week turns into a month. Before you know it, you are living in a bubble you created for yourself. Inside the bubble, you might feel safe from the stress of the world, but you also feel profoundly lonely. People on the outside might not understand. They might think you are being flaky. They might think you are a bad friend. They might think you do not care about them anymore. And maybe you even start to believe that about yourself. But this retreat into isolation is a classic symptom of depression and anxiety. It is not a choice you make because you are a bad person. It is a behavior that is driven by your brain. Your brain is trying to save energy. It is trying to conserve its resources, which are running very low. So why does this happen? What is the science behind it? A big reason is something called anhedonia. That is a scientific word. It means the reduced ability to feel pleasure. Let me explain. The same brain chemistry that causes brain fog and the same chemistry that drains all your energy. It also affects your brain's reward system. It turns down the volume on pleasure. Think about things that used to make you happy. Laughing with a good friend, sharing a delicious meal, listening to your favorite music. These things used to give you a little boost of joy, a little hit of good feelings. But with depression, your brain's reward circuits are not working right. So when you do those things, you do not get that same positive feeling. The joy is muted. It feels distant, or it is not there at all. So now your brain has a choice. Choice 1, stay home. This takes very little energy. It is predictable and safe. Choice 2, go out to see a friend. This takes a huge amount of energy. You have to get dressed, travel, make conversation, and the reward, the feeling of joy, might not even happen. From your brain's point of view, staying home is the logical choice. It is an act of energy conservation, but it is a destructive one. For a brain that is fighting depression, social interaction is not a simple pleasure. It is a very complex job. It requires a lot of brain power. You have to listen to words. You have to watch body language. You have to think of what to say. You have to manage your own emotions. You have to pretend you are okay. It can feel like someone is asking you to run a marathon when you feel too tired to even walk. It is just too much. And then social anxiety often joins the party. When you are struggling with your mental health, your self-esteem can become very low. You might feel worthless. You might feel like you are a burden to other people. You think, nobody wants to be around sad, tired me. You become afraid of being judged. You worry you will say the wrong thing. You are scared that people will see the pain you are trying so hard to hide. So withdrawing feels like putting on a shield. It protects you from that potential judgment and shame. But here is the cruel irony. Here is the very sad, tricky part. This strategy of withdrawing to protect yourself is one of the most damaging things you can do for your mental health. Humans are social creatures. We need each other. Meaningful connection with other people is not a luxury. It is not just a nice to have. It is a biological necessity. It is like water, food, and sleep. We need it to be healthy. Being isolated is a huge stressor for your body and brain. It creates a vicious feedback loop, a bad circle. Loneliness itself increases the stress chemical, cortisol, in your body. It makes your body more inflamed. And some famous studies suggest that being very lonely for a long time can be as dangerous for your physical health as smoking 15 cigarettes every day. The more you withdraw to feel better, the more lonely you become. And that feeling of loneliness makes the depression even deeper and darker. Seeing your behavior in this way can change everything. You are not a bad friend. You have not become a bad person. Your brain's defense systems are just working too hard, and they are accidentally trapping you in a cage of loneliness. So, how do you start to break down the walls of this cage? The answer is gently. Very, very gently. The goal is to create connections that are low stakes and low pressure. Connections that feel possible. Maybe you can start by sending just one text message to one friend you trust. You do not have to write a long message. You can just write, "Hi, thinking of you." That is it. There is no pressure to have a long conversation. You just sent a small signal of connection. Maybe the next day, you can reply to one message that someone sent you, just one. Or maybe you can try a very short phone call. You can even tell your friend at the beginning of the call, "Hi, I only have 10 minutes to talk, but I wanted to hear your voice." This is a great strategy. It gives you a clear end time. It makes the task feel manageable, not endless. Another wonderful strategy is to use structured activities. Just hanging out with someone can feel hard. The pressure is all on the conversation. But an activity gives you something else to focus on. You could join a book club. You could volunteer for an hour at an animal shelter. You could join a group that goes for walks. In these situations, the activity is the main event. The conversation can be small and light. The pressure is off. And if you feel able to, try to be honest with one or two people you really trust. You do not have to tell everyone. But saying to a close friend, "Hey, I'm having a really hard time right now. My social energy is at 0%. It is not about you. I care about you, but I might be very quiet or distant for a while." Saying this can be a huge relief. It takes the pressure off of you to pretend, and it helps your friend understand how to support you. They can send you a nice message without expecting a reply. Instead of pressuring you to go out, they can offer to just sit with you in silence. If this feeling of avoidance is very strong, if you feel terrified of seeing people, that is a very strong sign that you need professional help. Therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, are very, very effective for this. A therapist can help you take those small steps. This retreat into isolation is your system in survival mode. It is a signal. It is a sign to find a safe and gentle path back to connection. Even if you have to start with one tiny, tiny step. Section 4. Body warning number 4. The feeling that you're not yourself. Now we come to the fourth and final warning sign. This one can be the most strange and frightening of all. It is the feeling that you are not real, or the feeling that the world around you is not real. These experiences have names. They are called depersonalization and derealization. Let's talk about them in a simple way. Depersonalization is the feeling of being detached from yourself. You feel disconnected from your own body, your own mind, your own feelings. People who have felt this describe it in different ways. Some say it feels like they are watching their life from outside their body, like they are watching a character in a movie, and that character is them. They see themselves talking, walking, and working, but they do not feel like they are the one doing it. You might feel like a robot, just going through the motions of life without any real feeling inside. You might look at your hands and think, "Are these my hands?" You might look in the mirror and feel a strange disconnect. The person looking back at you does not feel like you. This feeling is often connected to a deep emotional numbness. You know you should feel happy or sad or angry, but you feel nothing. It is like your emotions have been turned off. Derealization is a similar feeling, but it is about the world outside of you. With derealization, your surroundings feel strange. They feel unreal. They feel foggy or dreamlike. It can feel like there is a glass wall or a veil between you and the world. Everything seems distant and muffled. Colors might look less bright. Sounds might seem far away. A place you know very well, like your own home, can suddenly feel strange and unfamiliar. If you have never had these feelings, it can be hard to imagine. And it sounds very scary. And it is. People who experience this are often terrified. They have a secret fear. They are afraid they are going crazy. They are afraid they are losing their minds. So the first thing to know is this. You are not going crazy. This is very, very important. Short passing feelings of this are surprisingly common. Studies suggest that many people, maybe between 26 to 74% of all people, have this feeling at least once in their lifetime. It can be triggered by extreme stress, a traumatic event, or even just not getting enough sleep for a long time. But when these feelings happen often, when they stick around, and when they cause you a lot of distress and fear, they become a major warning sign. This sign is telling you that your nervous system, your body's electrical wiring, is under extreme pressure. This is not psychosis. People who have this experience know it is a strange feeling. They know it is not reality. That is a very important difference. This is a dissociative symptom. Dissociation is the mind's ultimate emergency escape plan. So what is happening in the brain to create this strange feeling? Think of it this way. Your brain has a built-in circuit breaker. You know, the box in your house that controls the electricity. If you plug in too many things and the system gets overloaded, a switch flips. The power goes off. This protects your house from an electrical fire. The circuit breaker saves your house. Dissociation is your mind's circuit breaker. When you face overwhelming stress or a traumatic event that is too much for your mind to handle, the brain protects itself. It creates distance. It detaches your conscious self from the intense emotion and the raw feeling. It flips the switch to protect you. In a truly terrible moment, like a bad accident, this can be a lifesaver. It protects your mind from a level of horror it cannot process. The problem starts when this emergency system gets triggered too often. It can get triggered by chronic stress that is not life-threatening. Things like severe anxiety, or deep depression, or burnout. Your brain gets confused. It misinterprets your high level of emotional pain as a mortal threat. It thinks your life is in danger. So it pulls the emergency brake. It flips the circuit breaker. It turns down the volume on your emotions. It turns down the volume on your senses. It does this to give your whole system a rest. The side effect of this is that strange, disconnected, unreal feeling. This often creates a cycle of fear. You have a scary feeling of depersonalization. Then you become very afraid of the feeling itself. What if it happens again? That fear becomes a new stressor. And that stress can then trigger more dissociation. It is a brutal, difficult loop to be in. The most powerful thing you can do is understand what this is. It is an extreme stress response. It is not a sign that you are going crazy. It is your nervous system screaming. It is screaming that it is completely and totally overwhelmed. So, what can you do when this feeling happens? The antidote to dissociation is association. The goal is to gently reconnect your mind with your body, to reconnect with the real world right here, right now. We do this with grounding techniques. These techniques help you get grounded in the present moment. One of the most famous and effective grounding techniques is called the 5-4-3-2-1 method. You can do it anywhere, anytime. Let's learn how to do it. When you feel that unreal feeling, just pause and quietly, to yourself, name 5 things you can see. Look around you. Name 5 things. For example, I see my blue pen. I see the light on my phone. I see a small crack in the wall. I see my teacup. I see the dust on my table. Just name them. Look at them. Next, name 4 things you can physically feel. Bring your attention to the feeling of touch. For example, I can feel the chair under my legs. I can feel the soft fabric of my shirt on my arms. I can feel my feet flat on the floor. I can feel the cool air on my skin. Really try to feel the sensations. Next, name 3 things you can hear. Listen carefully. What sounds are around you? For example, I can hear a car driving by outside. I can hear the quiet hum of my computer. I can hear my own breathing. Just listen without judgment. Next, name 2 things you can smell. This one can be harder, but try. Maybe you can smell the coffee on your desk or the soap on your hands. If you cannot smell anything, just notice that. Or you can have something with a strong smell nearby, like a scented candle or an essential oil. And finally, name 1 thing you can taste. What is the taste inside your mouth? You can take a sip of water and notice the taste of that. Or you can just notice the natural taste in your mouth. This technique works. It works because it forces your brain to do something. It forces your brain to focus on real, concrete sensory information. It pulls your mind out of the abstract, scary loop of fear. It brings you back into the present moment, back into your body. Other grounding techniques use intense sensations. These can be helpful to shock your system back to the present. You could hold a piece of ice in your hand. You could splash very cold water on your face. You could bite into a lemon or something very sour. These strong sensations demand your brain's attention. They say, "Hey, I am here. Pay attention to me." Because this experience is so strongly linked to anxiety, depression, and trauma, it is very highly recommended that you seek help from a mental health professional, especially if you experience this feeling often. A therapist can help you find the root cause of the overwhelming stress. They can give you more tools to cope. This feeling of unreality is one of the loudest alarms your body can sound. It is a serious message. It means you are carrying a load that is far, far heavier than any person was ever meant to carry. It is a call for help. So we have walked through 4 profound warnings from your body. The endless brain fog, the bone-deep fatigue, the retreat into isolation, and the terrifying feeling of unreality. It is very possible that one of these stories felt familiar to you, maybe more than one. If it did, I want you to feel something first. Not fear, I want you to feel validation. What you are feeling is real. It has a biological reason. You are not making it up, and you are not alone. So many people feel these things. These are not signs of weakness. They are not signs that you are failing. They are signs that you have been trying to be strong for way too long. So the big question is, what now? What can we do now? Recognizing the signs is step one. That is a huge step. But taking action is what creates real change. First, learn to see the pattern in your own life. Everyone has a bad day. Everyone feels tired or foggy sometimes. The key word is persistent. We are looking for a change from your normal baseline. If you have been feeling this way for 2 weeks or more, and if it is interfering with your work, your relationships, or your joy, that is your signal. That is your sign to take this seriously. A simple journal can be very helpful. Each day you can write down how you feel. How is your energy? 1 to 10. How is your brain fog? 1 to 10. This can help you see the pattern, and it is very useful information to share with a doctor. Second, go back to the basics. Think of your well-being like a house. You need a strong foundation. Supporting your physical body is the foundation for a healthy mind. This is not about changing your entire life overnight. That is too overwhelming. This is about small, consistent acts of care. Tiny little gifts you give to yourself every day. For sleep, what is one small change you can make? Maybe you can try to put your phone away just 10 minutes earlier tonight. Just 10 minutes. For nutrition, what is one kind thing you can do for your body? Maybe you can focus on drinking 1 more glass of water today, or adding 1 vegetable to your dinner. Small things. For movement, remember, be gentle. Can you go for a 5-minute walk today? Or just stand up and stretch for 1 minute. That is a beautiful start. These basics are not boring. They are not small. They are foundational acts of self-love and mental health care. Third, find ways to manage your stress. We learned that chronic stress is the villain in all of these stories. So, learning to calm your nervous system is everything. This is where practices like mindfulness and deep breathing are so powerful. You do not need to meditate for an hour every day. That is too much pressure. Start with 3 minutes, or even 1 minute. The goal is to regularly give your body a break from that fight or flight mode. Tell your body again and again, you are safe. And finally, and this is the most important message of all, please reach out for professional help. There is no prize for suffering in silence. There is no award for trying to fix everything by yourself. Your family doctor is a wonderful place to start. They can help you rule out other medical issues. And talking to a therapist is an act of incredible strength. It is an investment in your own health and happiness. It is saying, I am worthy of feeling better. And if you're ever having thoughts of harming yourself, please reach out for immediate help. You can contact a crisis hotline in your country. You can go to the nearest emergency room. Your safety is the number one priority. You matter. Today, we have listened to the secret conversation, the conversation happening between your mind and your body. We learned that brain fog can be a brain that is overloaded with the stress chemical. We learned that deep fatigue can be a body whose battery has been completely drained. We learned that isolation can be a brain survival tactic that has gone wrong, and we learned that feeling unreal can be your mind's emergency brake. These are not separate, random problems. They are all connected. They are all pieces of the same puzzle. And that puzzle is your well-being. The most powerful change you can make today is a change in your perspective. Stop seeing these physical signs as problems to be ignored. Start seeing them as valuable information, as loving messages from your own body. Your body is not your enemy. Your body is on your team. It is your oldest and most loyal friend. When it sends you these signals, it is not failing you. It is guiding you. It is asking for your attention. It is asking for your compassion. And it is asking for your care. The journey back to feeling like yourself starts with listening. It starts with being gentle with yourself. It starts with treating yourself with the same kindness you would offer to a dear friend who is struggling. Your body is talking. Are you ready to listen? Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Learning about yourself is a big part of learning and growing. And remember, all learning takes time. Be patient with yourself. If this message felt helpful for you, please consider giving this episode a like or following our channel. It truly helps us create more content for wonderful learners like you. And now I have a gentle invitation for you. In the comments below, if you feel comfortable, I would love for you to share one thing. What is one small, kind thing you will do for your body this week? Maybe it is drinking a glass of water. Maybe it is taking 3 deep breaths. Maybe it is texting a friend. Sharing it can make it feel more real. And it can inspire someone else too. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking this time for yourself. You are worth it. Be kind to your mind and be kind to your body. See you next time, my friend.